Hello guys, my name is Alina and I'm from PT Tutorials Ausis Group. A warm welcome to every one of you in this situation. I hope you guys are doing safe and healthy. In this video, I'm going to discuss about the read aloud. It is one of the very important tasks of speaking and reading module. Previously, I had discussed about the 11 important tasks of PTE exams, which are integrated as well. In this, I'm going to talk about just read aloud. If your pronunciation score is low, you have given PT exams, still the pronunciation score is low, reading score is low, to watch this video. This is going to definitely help you to improve your score in reading as well as in the pronunciation. If you are the first time taker, definitely you must watch this video because this is going to be an insight towards the read aloud module, definitely. So let me just show you. So this is the read aloud, which is going to come in the exams. You'll be provided one particular passage. You have to prepare that passage and just speak it out as it is reading and speaking very clearly. 40 seconds for preparation and 40 seconds for the answer time is definitely mentioned over there. We just have to prepare that particular passage. Now, one question may arise that how many words will be there in the passage. It can be approximately 40 words, 35 words, and it can go till 90 or 95 words as well. So don't expect very easy sort of passages, as well as not always that there are complex words in the passages. In the exams, you will have 6 to 7 questions for the read aloud, and it is definitely the first task. So from the first task onwards only, you have to warm up yourself to speak very clearly, fluently, considering the clarity and definitely what are you speaking, the content words, definitely. All right, so there will be 40 seconds, not fixed. It can be 35 as well, depending on the length of the passage which you have in the exams. But definitely one thing which we have to take care is when to start the answer, when to stop speaking the answer, especially in the describe, image and read a lecture. Abrupt end does happen. So yeah, definitely take care that you are starting from the very first blue bar. Don't wait for longer, else the answer will not get recorded. Don't start after 2-3 bars. Start immediately once you see the first blue bar on the screen. That is about the read aloud points which we need to consider. But if you want to score high in the read aloud, definitely consider 3 things: fluency, pronunciation, and content. Nothing else. So if you want to be great in the fluency, avoid the fumbles, avoid manipulation of the voids, avoid the repetition of the words, have the natural speed, speak aloud but not harshly. And definitely consistency towards speaking any of the passage. For example, if this is the passage on your screen and you have 40 seconds for preparation, you are going to definitely prepare for the words which are difficult, like learned, toxic, appetite, subjects, objects, appetizing. All right, but I would personally suggest that always go in one flow for the entire passage. Don't just scan it, definitely read it out. If you're able to speak a bit loudly, not too loudly that surrounding people also gets disturbed, but yeah, speak a bit loudly so you can also understand that what's your way of speaking. Avoid fumble. This is one of the very important things. Students are fumbling definitely in the read alouds, and that's why the fluency score is always low. If you are fumbling, like, well, blue is one of the most popular colors. It is one of the least appetizing. Blue food is rare in nature. Food researchers say that when humans search for food, they learn to avoid toxic or spoiled objects, which are often blue, black, or purple. When food that blue is served to study subjects, they lose appetite. Gone. Your fluency is down. Even your pronunciation can go down, and definitely the content as well, because of lack of clarity in taking out the words. All right, so make sure that you're avoiding the fumbles. When fumbles happens, when we are nervous, when we are hesitating in speaking the answer. So stay confident when you're speaking any of the passage in the read aloud. The next step is avoiding manipulation of voice. Definitely we try to, copy the accent, try to manipulate someone, try to mimic the tone, and definitely avoid the repetition of the words. Don't repeat the same word again. Like, while blue is one of the most popular color, it is one of the least appetizing. Blue food is rare in nature. Food researchers say that When humans searched for food, they learned to avoid toxic or spoiled objects, which were often blue, black, or purple. When food dyed blue, blue is served to study subjects, they lose appetite. Don't repeat the word blue again. Don't even try to mold the words or manipulating the voice or just sometimes copying the voice. Alright. So how should we speak? We should speak naturally, loud, clearly, with right pauses, but not harshly. Many times the students in the exam hall are speaking too loudly. Try to have the moderate tone, moderate speed, and clarity. This is the important thing for the fluency, but if you want to have the good score as well in the pronunciation, make sure that there is right words and syllable stress. Speak clearly, don't mumble in mouth, avoid rhythmic tone, manage the pauses and as well as the tone. This is the way how we can grab good scores in pronunciation by considering this many points. Right words and syllable stress means give the proper stress where and in which the word or word in the sentence is needed. Appetite, searched, objects, rare, researchers. This is how we should speak out each and every word clearly. Alright. The second goes like don't mumble the words in the mouth. Sometimes we go in a bit high speed in hurry and that's why we mumble the words in the mouth. While blue is one of the most popular colors, it is one of the least appetizing. Blue food is right in nature. Food researchers say that when humans search for food, they learn to avoid toxic or spoiled objects, which are often blue, black, or purple. When food dyed blue is served to study subjects, there is appetite. Gone. Lack of clarity for each and every word. Fluency was good, but what about the pronunciation? If pronunciation is low, definitely reading is going to be affected. And that's why we should avoid the rhythmic tone as well, and proper pauses must come. Alright. While blue is one of the most popular colors, it is one of the least appetizing. Blue food is rare in nature. Food researchers say that when humans searched for food, they learned to avoid toxic or spoiled objects, which were often blue, black, or purple. When food dyed blue is served to study subjects, they lose appetite. Wrong. Why? Because I am stretching each and every words of the sentence, like last words of the sentences. I'm speaking in a bit rhythmic tone as well. So my tone as well is fluctuating a bit. Make sure that you are simply reading it smoothly, effortlessly, and just like a native speaker. Manage the pauses as well. Don't take frequent pauses as well. Like while blue is one of the most popular colors, it is one of the least appetizing. Blue food is rare in nature. Food researchers say that when humans search for food, they learn to avoid toxic or spoiled objects, which were often blue, black, or purple. When food dyed blue is served to study subjects, they lose appetite. Frequent pauses must not get reflected that much. Make sure that the right breathe at the right place and right pauses are taken at comma or full stop. Definitely, the pauses at full stop will be a bit longer than the full stop at the pause at the comma. Make sure that the tone is perfect. Don't go in high tone in the starting phase and low tone in the end part of the sentences like while blue is one of the most popular colors, it is one of the least appetizing. Blue food is rare in nature. Food researchers say that when humans search for food, they learn to avoid toxic or spoiled objects, which were often blue, black, or purple. When food dyed blue is served to study subjects, they lose appetite. High tone in the starting phase of the sentence, and there is a low tone in the end part of the sentence, which is not a great idea to have good score towards the pronunciation. Alright. So till now we have discussed about the two enabling skills which were the way of speaking helping us towards the score of the speaking. Alright, that was fluency and pronunciation. Now we are jumping towards the content, which is the words of the passages, the exact and each and every word of the passages which will help us to have the greater score towards the reading. So if you want to have the greater score in the content, insertion, omission, replacement, okay, the problems in relation to singular and plural words and determiners and speaking the facts and figures incorrectly can create a bit of problem. So definitely there will be passage, and in the passage we have to speak about the words and we have to make sure that we are not inserting or omitting any of the words like the most popular color. Singular and plural error is there. The nature. No. There is just directly in nature. There is no the in between. As well as don't insert the frequent articles. Even the smallest article A must not be inserted, else it will create the problem of the content. So avoid the insertion and omission of the words. Especially students nowadays are inserting the article the frequently. Alright, like to study the subjects. They lose the appetite. Okay, when humans search for the food. Nope, avoid those things. Singular and plural as well. Color. No, colors. Researcher. No, researchers. Alright, so this was about the content, avoiding the insertion and omission, as well as replacement of the preposition, and considering the determiners. There are no determiners over here as of now, but yeah, what are determiners exactly is you will or you will. Just like that way, you have or you have. These are the determiners. Avoid replacement of the preposition. Frequently students are replacing the prepositions like in with on, off with to. Avoid those replacements, else the score of the content will definitely go down. Alright, so as we had discussed about the facts and figures speaking correctly, so it must be like 2 billion years, $25,230, else dollars to 25,230. You can change it. 2020, else 2020, 53%. Make sure of the abbreviations and acronyms. WTO will be spoken as WTO, not WTO. Just like that way. World Health Organization, WHO, not WHO. Right? Just like that way. If there is SAARC, no, SARC. Alright, these are the abbreviations and acronyms. I would say just rely on the natural way of speaking. Don't just try to analyze that it will be spoken together or separately, because there is difference between abbreviations and acronyms. Alright, so till now I have discussed about the 3 enabling skills that were the fluency, pronunciation, and content. So yeah, so whenever we are giving any of the attempt in the exams, we will have 40 seconds for preparation. Make sure that in 40 seconds, speaking loudly, clearly, being familiar with the words, being familiar with the pauses where we just want to take exactly. In the 40 seconds of answer time, focus on the way of speaking more. Alright, so yeah, I would love to give one of the example for this particular answer, and then yeah, we will jump to the sample questions. While blue is one of the most popular colors, it is one of the least appetizing. Blue food is rare in nature. Food researchers say that when humans search for food, they learn to avoid toxic or spoiled objects, which are often blue, black, or purple. When food dyed blue is served to study subjects, they lose appetite. This is the exact way of speaking for the read aloud, considering the tone, pitch, consistency, fluency, pronunciation, everything. Alright, so I'm giving you 40 seconds to attempt this particular question. Take it, use the timer, and then practice the first question. Alright, so in this particular question, you would have seen that where you want to take the exact pauses. You would also have practiced about the difficult words like habitats, earth, recycling, consumers, consume, materials, products, and then go for the answer. Let's do the question number 2 now. I hope you would have recorded the answer. Let's go for the second question. Here it is. All right, perfect. So I hope you would have taken 40 seconds of preparation time and 40 seconds of answer time as well. You would have prepared the difficult words like nursery, ponds, grow out ponds. Sometimes there are back-to-back small words as well, like to move them into. They try to move them into. All right, the small words can create the problem in terms of breakage of the words. Definitely avoid speaking the single words. Shrimp farmers used to hold animals in nursery ponds. Yep, that's not good. So all right. So just make sure that we are maintaining consistency as well as there is no frequent breakage in the words and speaking of the single words. Let's jump to the third question and prepare it and then speak the answer. All right. So you would have practiced about the difficult words in this question sample 3, and that is subtle, ramifications, purchases, grab, trade off, transitory, forgotten, counter, millions, American, not purchases, everything. So just try to do practice of the words frequently wherein you have the problem, like you are not able to speak ramifications together, break them, ramifications. Okay, ramifications. Perfect. Just try to separate them, then merge them again, and then try to speak those words with perfect pronunciation. All right. So this was about the read aloud. I hope this answers and this particular theoretical information would have helped you to grab the great score towards the read aloud. All the very best and prepare well for the read aloud because that is the particular and the first section of the speaking module which is going to help you to grab great score towards the reading and speaking both of the modules. All right, for any of the doubts you can just ping us on Telegram group of PT tutorials as well as you can connect to us in any of the platforms, either it is YouTube or Facebook. Thank you so much.